DJI Mini 3 Pro, windy flight. Hello, my friends. If I can ever get out of these clouds, we'll get started with this flight. I see the end a coming. Right about now. Hello, everybody. Well, here we are with the Mini 3 Pro again. Liftoff. Liftoff, got the home point updated. Screen recording, everything going good. Right about now, I'm headed south again over one of my usual flight paths. Decided to fly today because the winds were blowing. Not constant, but from 15 to 20 miles an hour sometimes. And thought I'd take her up and see how she handles in the wind. There's somebody out there that really wasn't supposed to be out there, I don't think, in the car, out there on this preserve, but they're out there anyway, so. Anyway, we're headed due south again. You're probably going to notice some choppiness in this flight. There's the vehicle. Right about now, as soon as I took off, I had a guy come over and sit down right beside me and started to ask me all kinds of questions. What are you doing? I told him what I was doing, and as soon as I did that, well, he had to see what was on my controller. So the guy sits down right beside me, and he's just pestering me with questions. What's this? How's this? Explain. Why are you flying? How do you fly? What kind of drone is this? Just all kinds of questions. So I don't know how many of you have flown and had people come over to you while you're flying, but it can get annoying to the point where you start losing concentration a little bit, and I don't like doing that. There we are, we're canted a little bit the horizon again on the Mini 3. Of course, the wind is blowing from the back right side of the picture, so that's why that horizon's like that again. Not as bad as the Mini 2, but it does it to the Mini 3 also. A side wind. Anyway, I'm flying now, and I stopped to put it in cinematic mode, I think, because when you take off with the Mini 3, it automatically goes to normal mode, whether you got it set in Cine or not. So you have to stop and do that. So we're taking her out again in Cine mode, and like I said, the winds are blowing 15 to 20 miles an hour. And even though I don't see a lot of movement in the trees, believe me, that's what it was doing. I checked, I got an anemometer, I guess that's how you say it, a wind indicator. Measures the wind speed at the surface, and then before you fly, it naturally tells me, or UAV tells me what the wind is at altitude. So I thought I'd take her out. Now she's going with the winds at her right side now, kind of at her back, but at her right side. Well, I'm headed north, and the wind is blowing from my right to my left, but also from my back right to my upper left. So it's blowing from the southeast. So I've got a little bit of wind with me right now. So we're making good time in Cine mode out there. And the guy is sitting right beside me still. In fact, he sat there the whole flight, just nonstop questions. And when he wasn't asking questions, he wanted to see what was on my screen. So, I don't know if the guy's got COVID, had his shots, or anything, but he's sitting right next to me. I'm sitting on a little bench. So I'm trying to suck wind from the other direction. Anyway, this is a flight that I take with the Mini 2 and Mini 3 quite a bit. And I decided to do this today because I've got the extended battery on here. And I wanted to see what kind of flight time I got with it. I got pretty good flight time. It's nothing spectacular. It's not close to 40 minutes or 47 minutes, whatever they're talking about. But I am getting in the low 30s with it. So pretty good, really. And, I'm bringing it back with a little bit to spare. A couple of days ago, I brought it back and it was in forced landing, so I know how far the battery will go. But this is another battery. So we're going down same flight path that I fly quite a bit. Got the wind with me, carrying me out a little bit. So we'll try judging just how far we can get as far as time wise with this extended battery. I have been getting with the regular batteries. I've been getting, I don't know, in the mid-20s. And with the extended plus batteries, I've been getting in the low 30s. So I guess that's not bad. I mean, it is what it is, but that's a long time up in the air, really. Probably more time than a lot of people spend on a flight without coming in and changing batteries, and regrouping, so to speak, especially if they're up photographing something in particular, and they're just not on a flight just to view the scenery. So most everybody brings it in, throws another battery in, and takes a little time to recompose themselves, get their thoughts together, map out what part of their flight's coming up next, what they've still got to do. So we're over that soccer field again, and the guy's in my face. What kind of opening is that? It looks like it might be a soccer field, but I can't tell. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Is there someplace else you can sit? Nope. So anyway, I'm trying to be as polite. I was raised to be polite, and so I'm trying to be as polite to him as I can be while keeping my focus where it needs to be and see the horizon again. Can it a little bit. Not much, but a little bit. But we'll be taking a hard right here pretty quick. I think I'm going to spin it around up here. Right in here somewhere, I believe. Yeah, there's a Little Blue River. That's a railroad track that runs all the way through there. These are basically solid woods with very few houses in it. So good area to fly over, that's for sure. Okay, so we span around, and we're looking at a little bit of a lake over there, which looks pretty nice to me. Did not even know that was there before. So it looks like the people that live in that housing section have their own private lake, which must be nice. So anyway, we're looking at it, and I'm saying, horsing around here. There's a railroad track, another neighborhood over there. And there's the river again. So I said, well, spend enough time out here horsing around. It's about time we got to bringing this thing back. I want to test the batteries, but I don't want to run it down to zero like I did the other day. That's a nail biter. I told you the other day I got out right where I'm at right now and I shut off the controller. So the Mini 3 came back probably 80% of the way, 90% of the way before I turned the controller back on. Probably had it off 5-6 minutes anyway. And got her back on and reestablished connection and brought her in, and even flew around a little bit before she went into forced landing because I had used up too much battery. Anyway, we have spun around here. We're going to get our bearings here and kind of head on back now. Now, believe it or not, the guy that's sitting next to me is pointing his finger right in the middle of my screen. He says, "That's where we took off from, right there." Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Anyway, the horizon seems to have cleared up a little bit better because we're flying into the wind now, and with the wind to our left a little bit. So the horizon is straightened out quite a bit. Still a little canted, but what can you do? It's DJI. If they didn't have a canted horizon, they wouldn't be DJI. So enough of that. Anyway, we're flying due south now, and we're really trying to get a little mileage out of this extended battery. So we're going to come back in normal mode, I believe. Got our switched in, so when I'm in normal mode, I get a little jerky on the gimbal more than I am when I'm in cine mode, and I know I'm flying to get the best video quality I can. So, but I'm shooting in 4K 30 again, automatic. I've got a set of DJI filters. I've had them for a couple of weeks now. For the Mini 3, they only come in 3 filters in the pack that you get, and it's like, geez, I'm wanting to say 16 or 32, and then 64, and then a real high number on the filter. I was going to see if I could find them for you. Let's see, here they are. Might as well tell you what they are while I got you here. I can't read. I don't have my glasses on. Anyway, I'm looking at the filters right now. They come a little bitty plastic case from DJI. Like I said, you get 3 of them in there. Boy, I'll tell you what, I'll be darned if I can read what they are. The writing is too small, so I guess I won't tell you that. But they're not the best. I mean, they're good quality filters. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I turned away from the microphone. They're good quality filters, but if I ever did it again, I'd probably go with Skyread or somebody like that and get, a set of 6 of them with a better range to them, DJI, either you hardly have any filter on there, or you got like a huge amount of filtering that you don't need a lot of times. So anyway, on my way back, I decided to hang a Louie, and I'm flying to the left over the woods here. This guy is still pestering me. He had some questions about this research institute. So I said, well, I'll fly over that direction. So we've been up in the air, 12, 13 minutes now, somewhere around there. Now we're flying south-southeast. Beautiful woods, just a great area, park area, and a wildlife area. It's about, I'm wanting to say it was about 78 degrees, so it wasn't a very hot day, like it has been on my last few flights in the 90s. But with the cooler air comes a good steady breeze. So, and I must say the Mini 3 handles the wind. I've had it up 27-mile-an-hour wind so far, and she handles the wind really well for her size. She gets a little bit jittery when she gets up at her max, but she handles the wind probably better than I thought she would. Now, Matt, I'll tell you what, my Mini 2, I have it up in 20 to 25-mile-an-hour winds, and it does just about as well as the Mini 3 does. But lower 20-mile-an-hour winds is where I usually draw the line, maybe 25 with the Mini 2, depending on what I need to do. Any more than that, and it just doesn't pay. You're not going to get the video you want, and the gimbal on the Mini 2 cants worse than the one on the Mini 3 in the wind. So, if you got a side wind, you're not flying right into it, your shot looks like it's almost sideways on you. So anyway, this guy said, oh, fly over this, fly over that. So we're taking a spin over this research institute area. And you can tell how hot it's been. Their pond is turned over too, full of moss and seaweed. We call seaweed, kelp, all that other stuff. When the water temperature changes and the oxygen can't be held at the bottom where it needs to be to get everything doing what it needs to do, the lake will turn over like that and it'll just become solid moss. That's some grow area down there where they do their growing all their weird plants they grow for the things they make, and don't, the supplements and stuff like that. So we're coming back out towards one of the main roads here, and we're going to take a Roscoe and head south. We're up about, I'm saying, close to 300 feet in that general range. And we are in normal mode. As you can see, everything is good and green, and I mean green, as far as the eye can see. Now, they just built this place that I'm coming up on over last summer, some kind of manufacturing facility. So we don't want to go right over the top of it. We want to kind of skirt the edge of the road here. Let that car get by us before we go over. There we go. And I've got a friend that lives in this house right here. He's always out there waving at me. I don't see him today. And there again is our lodge that you've seen in several of my videos now, but I'm coming from the other direction. We went past it this way. We're going to hang out Roscoe again and head out over the wildlife area once more. Here we go. Now we're headed almost due west. Now we should have a little bit of a tailwind with us. And I think when I made that turn, I had somewhere around 40% left on my battery, maybe a little less than that. But we're looking pretty good now. We got the wind with us, so we're probably doing 25 miles an hour, close to it. Got some beautiful ponds out here and small lakes. Nothing like fishing. Getting a line wet. I got to start doing a little bit more of that. Anyway, hopefully this guy, you may be able to see this guy, because when I land, he's still sitting right next to me. And we're flying right down the road here. We're just almost back home, almost where we need to be. So I can tell you that the Plus battery is probably worth it. It gets, there we go. The extended battery has done me really well. Like I said, it's not near what they say it's going to be, but it is a big improvement over the standard battery. Standard battery, boy, you get it up, and the thing wants to come back with enough battery to get back. So it's coming back when you got 20-30% sometimes, and boy, it don't take long with that regular size battery in there. So my advice is to go ahead and get, when you can get the Fly More kit. It is a ridiculous price for what you get, $250 for 2 batteries and basically nothing else. I mean, I think you get some props, set of props or something, and a cord. So here comes a guy on a walking trail in front of me there. So we're not going to go over him, that's for sure. So I'm looking where I'm at. There I am. Now I am going to bring her down by this little shelter house deal there, and I'm there, and I'm sure you'll be able to see the guy sitting next to me, or standing next to me. I think he's standing up now. Wait a minute, I'll bring the camera up here in a second. I'm going to spin her around and back her in probably, but let me get squared away here. So it can be a little bit annoying. I don't know if you guys have had that happen to you, but there he is, standing right beside me still. say, here he comes walking over. I want to see this. You know, I don't know. I kind of like to be lonely when I'm flying. I like to be able to get my undivided attention. You know, I need to wear a shirt saying, "I'll talk to you when I'm done," or something like that. So anyway, bringing her in. That's the flight. Thank you guys for sitting through it, and she handles good in the wind. I mean, flies good. I'm real happy with the Mini 3 so far. Haven't had any problems. So stay safe, everybody. We'll get a chance. We'll put some more content out there very soon. The Mini 2, Peggy Sue, is getting very lonely. So it'll be her turn next, probably. We'll talk to you all later. God bless.